Excuse my hair today. It's messy. Okay. Ready? All right.
Ready.
So it's August. Barnstar sampler. We are doing block number 2. And this, another 24-inch block. So we're actually doing 8 mini blocks. And put it together into one big one. All right, so let's check the camera here. Y'all don't want to look at me. Not that camera. Oh, come on. I think it's going to be difficult tonight. Once we get through this, we should be fine, right?
Mm.
There's Bonnie. We were just waiting for Bonnie.
What number is the block?
There we go. It's block number 2.
2.
Pink and
Okay.
yellow. And it's big. All right. Okay, so block number 2. Let's look at what we have for this. So we're going to look at this as if we're doing one block. So block out of the white, you're going to cut 2 out of the white. You're going to cut 2 A's that are 4x4 for one block. You need 2. Then also out of the white, you're going to cut 12 of letter F, which are 3.5 by 6.5. And then we're cutting letter C, 3.5 by 3.5. You need 8 of those for one block. 16 for 2. Then we go down to the raspberry with the white. You need 2 of the 4x4 inch blocks, so be letter B. And then letter D, you need 4 of the 3.5 by 6.5. Is that upside down to you guys?
Yeah.
It is. I'm sorry. That does you no good. Okay. And then we're going to go on to the gold floral. Fabric 11. E is 3.5 by 3.5. You're going to cut 4 of those for one block. Then you're going to cut 4 more of the 3.5 by 6.5. Letter G. And then we're going on to the raspberry print with the lines. The first one is letter H. You need 8 3.5 by 3.5. And then letter M is 6.5 by 6.5. Letter M, you need 1 of those. Then we go on to the white background with the flowers. First cut is a 3.5 by 6.5. You need 4 of these, or letter I. And then you're going to cut letter J. And this one is 3.5 by 3.5. And you'll need 8 of these for one block. Then we go on to the light gold. And the first cut is K, 3.5 by 6.5. And you'll need 4 of them. And last is letter L, 3.5 by 3.5, and you need 8 of these. A lot of fabric for a big square. Are you ready? Okay. Let me turn my page here. Okay. So our first step is really an easy one. You're going to take an A square and a B square that are 3.5 inches. For some reason, I grabbed a 4-inch one. No, they're 4 inches. Sorry. Okay. We're going to put the weight on the back, and you need to draw a diagonal line. Let me just say now, there's a lot of line drawing in this block. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot of line drawing. So this is your starting place is with the 4-inch white blocks. You're going to draw diagonal lines. Put the two together, right sides together, and you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of the line, or slightly less than a 1/4 inch. This one is already done. I already cut it. You're going to cut on the line after you sew it. And then you're going to press it. You're going to press it towards the raspberry side. Okay. So I'm going to give that a quick press here. My iron turned off. Somebody's trying to call in, I hope. If it looks like somebody we know. Okay, so after you've made these, you're going to make 4 of them for 1 block. Or no, I'm sorry. You're going to have, yeah, you're going to have 8 of them. No, you're going to have 4 of them. Yeah, you're going to have 4 half square triangles. Okay, at this point, you're going to square your half square triangles up to 3.5. So I'm just going to put the diagonal on the seam and my 3.5 down here. And my side and the top. Turn it. Okay. There's that one. Line it up this direction. Okay. So when you're done sewing your 2 4.5-inch squares, you're going to end up with 4 half square triangles for 1 block. 8 if you're doing both blocks at once. Okay. Now we're going to take these and we're just going to set these aside. Set those right. Run out of room. Set them right there. Okay. Now for the next part, we're going to sew a C block, a white C block, and a D block. And of course, I drew the diagonal line on the C block. And if you look at the picture, the angle, it needs to go across the lower left-hand corner of the D block. So I'm going to put that so my angle goes from the center of the bottom up to the upper left-hand corner. Okay, and then sew along that seam. That, and it should look like this on the back. So if we flip it over, seam's going this way. I'm going to cut that corner off. And then this is going to press out towards the white. It goes towards that corner. Okay. So we're going to press that real quick. Okay. Now these rectangles should measure 3.5 by 6.5. So I'm just going to put this ruler on here and check out my end here. And it looks pretty good. It's pretty close. So I'm not going to do anything to that one. When you're done, you'll have 4 of these for each block that we're making. So you're going to make 4 of the pink rectangles with the white corners. This one looks pretty good. So I found that I really appreciate checking my blocks as I go, measuring them up. This one's got a little bit of extra here. Okay. And this one's an extra, so we'll put that to the side. Okay, so now we have 4 of the pink rectangles. Okay. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to go on and we're going to grab E. We're going to grab an E square, which is the yellow. You're going to draw a diagonal across it, and then an F rectangle, which is the white. Now, this time, the corner needs to go across the upper left-hand corner. So we're going to put it so that the diagonal goes from the center of the top to the lower left-hand corner. Okay. Can you see my line? You can't really, can you? How's that? Might be better. Okay. So you're going to sew that. And after you sew that, it'll look something like this. Sewed on your line. I'm going to take off that outside corner. Yeah. Bye, Thomas. Thanks for your help. Okay. And then you're going to press that corner out to the outside. This one doesn't look very good. Might be off on this one a little bit. So we're going to check it and measure it. Should be 3.5 by 6.5. It's pretty close. And you will need 4 of these for our big square. That's good. Good. Those are extra. Well, this one's not so good. Trim it up a little bit. Just a little bit off. Okay. So now we have 4 of these with the yellow up in the left-hand corner. So I'm going to set these to the side with the other ones. Okay. I'll slow down here in a minute. For this next block piece, you're going to, you get another F, a white rectangle, 3.5 by 6.5. And then we're going to use the yellow gold again in the rectangle. Okay, and this time we're going to be placing the yellow rectangle at a right angle to the white one on the right side. Okay, and I had a aha or duh moment today. You know how I've been telling you, find your corners, match them up. There's an easier way. And y'all probably going to say, I knew that. But I didn't know this. So I'm going to tell you now. If you take your 6.5-inch ruler and you see this diagonal line here, you put the corner on the corner of the block here and the diagonal line on that side of the block. And look, you can draw a nice 45-degree angle coming off of that corner. You knew that, didn't you, Nan?
No.
No?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
And I tested this. It was perfect every time.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe I didn't think of that sooner. So yeah, use your ruler. And you don't have to guess where that corner is. It's like, so line up the corner of the ruler with the corner of the square or the rectangle. Put your long edge on that diagonal line of your ruler, and then you can draw your line right here. So I hope that helps some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 6.5-inch ruler.
It is. It was, an easy, it's always an easy size to work with.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So if I line up these perfectly and I pop this corner up, they match perfect. It works. I was so proud of myself. Actually, I felt a little stupid at first, but I was like, hey. Okay. So after that's done, you'll see you sewed across here. They're like this. We're going to cut the outside off. And you're going to press it towards the gold. Go to the gold. We're going to press that out that way. So I'm going to give it a quick press here. Ah, whew, that got a little wet. Forgot to burp it. Here, we'll look at this one. So you're going to end up with one long strip with an angle in the center. That one's look real straight, but it is. These will measure 3.5 by 9.5. So if I check it here on my mat, because I don't have my 9.5-inch ruler with me at the moment. I'm just a little bit long. Hold on, I've got a ruler over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, raise this up a little bit. Okay, so I put that in the white end at 9.5. Mine's not perfectly straight, but it's okay. As they told me last night, we'll hide it in the seam. Okay. So this one's 9.5. We'll check this one. It too made the 9.5. This one, 9.5. So if it's a little bit long, I would trim it off. These all look pretty good. Okay, so you'll have 4 of these. Okay, 3 by 9.5. With your gold on the right side. Should all be laying like this. Okay, I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. So, right now, what we're gonna do, we're going to put some of these together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our half square triangles and put them on the bottom here. And our, what letter were these, guys? Do you remember?
C.
C. You're right. Thank you. We're going to sew a C square onto the left side of them, just like that. And we're going to do that, and then we can start putting together the corner blocks. Okay, so I'm going to do this real quick. So make sure that your triangle is positioned down on that left side, that lower left-hand corner. These are going to press towards the pink triangle, okay? So you're going to press them to the right. So I'm going to do that real quick. I have to burp this thing. Ooh, it's going steam crazy. Okay. All right, so now we have 4 of these. All right, now looks like our next step, we're going to take our other pink and white rectangles, and these are going to position, oh, can't see that very well, right below the top 2, okay? So I'm going to put this one, the top one down on top of the bottom one, and sew across the top. Can't talk either. Cooperate. Okay. Sewing machine is not cooperating at the moment. There'll be a minor delay as we try to fix this. And I think I'm going to have to use a leader. Okay. Then the next one. Anybody have anything exciting happen this week?
No.
No? Okay.
Had all my excitement last month.
Oh,
Don't need any more.
yeah, we don't need too much excitement, do we? Okay, last one here. Okay. I keep hearing things. It sounds like the front door is opening, but it's locked. I heard him lock it, so it's creeping me out a little bit. It's like, okay. Let's see what we got here. Need that on there. All right, there she blows. So your first little section is going to look like this, and we're going to press this down towards the bottom, the larger rectangle piece. So I'm going to do that. Y'all don't need to see me iron, do you? No.
We want to see you demonstrate the Barnstar.
Do you? Okay. I will. Here. Let's see. Oh, that's not a good angle. No, I'll do. There's my hand. That's gonna go this way. Okay. So here's where the thing sets. It is steam. Y'all gotta see this. This thing is fantastic. It's a dry steam, so it doesn't burn you. And it's not wet. So by not being a wet steam, it won't stretch your fabrics. Not only that, this ironing board has a fan so that when you're pressing pieces like this, it holds it in place. It like sucks it down to the ironing board so it won't move on you, which also will reduce the stretch. So if I take my block here, my piece, you can see how it's up. I'm just gonna take the iron, put it on it, roll over it, it steams it, presses it, and it is flat as if I had starched it. And it wasn't starched. And y'all saw it just a matter of seconds. It's fantastic. Because it drives me nuts holding the iron down for 5 seconds to get a good press on a seam. This thing is so fast. It's amazing. Amazing. See, and it's got a tank down below that has the steam and the water tank. And then there's one that's a little bit more portable that you can use on a regular ironing board. You don't have to have this system with the ironing board. You can use it on a regular board. It's just this system has the water tank like attached to it, and then it's got the fan. The fan works, like I said, to hold down the fabric, but also you can reverse the fan and it'll blow up so that when you're like steaming or pressing delicate fabrics, you don't leave iron marks or wrinkles and folds in your pieces. So it's amazing. Come in and see it. Guy, come see it. It's really cool. Yeah, you see how flat these are?
Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Dad, I know what you can get Sarah for Christmas. Okay, so let's see. We're not going to measure this. What we're going to do next is we are going to take our third piece that we made. Oh, any questions about Barnstar? No? Okay. So this third piece is going to go on the side here, just like this. So our next step is to sew these onto the right side of our pink piece. Now there is a section where they're going to line up right here. Come down. And you could, if you want to, put a pin in it, but this seam crosses the pink one underneath. And luckily the fabric's white. You can see right where they cross. So that's where you're going to want to be when you sew this seam. You're going to want to come right across there where those two pieces cross. And I know I can't really show you from, I don't know if this will work. There you go. See where that pink comes over and it crosses this gray seam right here? Okay, so when I come down this way, I want to go right where they cross. Okay. So See if I did it. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Well, it's what I get for using white on white, right? But I ran right across there. And if I open it up, then those seams match up. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's what you're shooting for when you put that piece on. Okay. I'm going to sew the other 3 real quick. We can move along. Okay. We're going to do this one. Looks like I might be a little big there. Let's see. See what it measures at the end. And our last one. Okay, this piece is going to press towards the yellow. Like that. Okay, get that one out of the way. See how I did on these. Ooh, not so good on that one. I'm a little bit over. Can you see it? Yeah. I don't know if it's bad enough to redo it. That one matches up. And that one matched up. Okay. So press these 2. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Do I have a seam ripper? The sewing store, it should have a seam ripper somewhere, right? Actually, I got my bag of tools here somewhere. Okay, so we are going to take just a minute to try and fix this. And actually, I think that I can just go back and sew it and come in a little bit more. I think that will do it. I just need to get closer to where they cross. So I'm not going to take out any stitches. What I did was just went back and stitched it again. Let's see if you can see it. I'm sorry, that is just too hard to see. So I stitched here the first time, and I went back the second time and stitched over here closer to where they crossed. Okay. So if we open it up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real easy. All I had to do was go in a little bit closer. Okay. All right. All right. So now we have 4 of these. And there's more. Okay, one more piece. We're going to bring this long rectangle down here to the bottom. And at this point, ooh, look at that. It should be the same length as the width of what you've sewed together. Okay? So this is 9.5 inches. So this upper part should measure 9.5 also. Okay, that's one way to check that you're on the right track. Okay. Sorry, about lost the cap to my seam ripper. Okay, so I'm going to flip this one up on top, and I'm going to sew along this bottom edge. Which, if you look at it, it's not real even at the moment. It's off just a little bit. So if it's going to be a 9.5 inch square, and this is 3.5, and 9.5, 10, 13. So no, that's not right. 9.5. And we take away a quarter, 9.25, add 3, 9.5. 6, is it 6.5? Does anybody know? Yes. So this piece should measure 6.5 this way. And I'm a little uneasy with how this edge at the bottom is not level. If I look, show you. Okay, so I've got my ruler on that edge, and if you look right here, there's just a sliver of extra. But it was enough that if I take it off, I think I'll be able to sew it more accurately. Okay, so now I can take this piece like this. I'm going to put it up. There's nothing to line. Oh, there is something to line up. Okay. So once again, right here where that seam comes down, it crosses over the pink seam underneath. So there is a crossing point right there. And it is about 1/4 of an inch in. So I'm going to watch that and make sure that those line up. Yeah. Do y'all do that? Do you moan and groan as you're stitching? You see it going the wrong way? Oh no. Okay, let's see if yep, I got it. Okay, so watch for those seams to cross. It seems to work. Okay, and when you press this, you're going to press it towards the bottom, the yellow on the bottom. Messed it up. Okay. So here's one corner block, and this block should measure 9.5 by 9.5. So I'll just see if it does here. Not exactly. I'm a little bit wonky, but right up here. So, didn't I go grab a ruler? You guys see what I did with my ruler? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put the 9.5 down here in the corner. Line it up the best I can here. It's off a little bit, but not too awful bad. Maybe I should go from there. Okay. I think I'm going to line up this bottom side and the inside and worry about the outside after the whole thing's put together. Hmm. Okay, so there's one corner. Okay, now, sorry, little accident. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew these other three together real quick, and then we'll move on to the next part. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Here's one. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to look at that. That's a little bit, a little off, but not bad. I'm going to leave this one. We'll live with that one. This one's about the same way, but not enough to take it apart. And this one, this one's a little bit more. What do you think? Well, I could go back. I know what I'll do. I'm going to go back and sew in towards where they cross again, like I did earlier. I'll just go in a little smidge. See if we got it. Yep. Okay. All right. And again, I'm going to press this towards the yellow. Woo. Lots of steam. Lots of steam. Okay. So as I'm pressing these, I'm noticing that one side of them, it looks like it's bowed there, and it's the long side with that long strip. So just watch when you put those long strips together that your angles are right, that you get those angles good, and that's what's doing that. But I can trim that off. I can trim that up and it'll probably look fine. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that right there. Trimmed off some of it. Okay. So that looks better. Okay. So sometimes you have to do that. All right. So now we got 4 of those corners. It's like I pressed the wrinkles out and then I wadded them up. Okay. All right. We ready to move on? You're like, yes, please. Okay. So this next part is everybody's favorite, flying geese. And don't worry, you only have to make 12 of them. Okay? So we're going to start with the I block, 3.5 by 6.5, and 2 H squares. Okay? There we go. So again, there's time to draw diagonals across your squares. I always start on the left for some reason. You can start on whichever side you like. And always start sewing from the middle. It's just so much easier. Okay? So I'll take those to the sewing machine and you'll have this from the middle out. At this point, we're going to cut off that triangle. Okay, and then we're going to press it towards the triangle. Okay. I believe I have one here that I've done. Yep. Okay. So press it towards the triangle, and then you're going to take it and put on the other side. And again, so from the middle down to the lower right-hand corner. Okay. And we're going to cut that part off and press towards that triangle. Okay. At this point, your flying geese should measure 3.5 by 6.5. Okay. Three and a half by 6.5. Pretty close. And you're going to make 4 of them this color. Bonus, you got 5, but you need 4 of them. Okay. All right. Now we're going to set these to the side. And we're going to go on to the K fabric, the light yellow, and 2 of the J squares, the white with the flowers. Again, you're going to have to draw diagonal lines. And we'll start on the left side again, like this. And cut that triangle off. Press it out. Okay. And then put on the other side. And you're going to end up with a flying goose that looks like this. And I got you upside down. No, I don't. Yes, I do. There we go. Okay. So the back will look like this, where your flaps are going out towards the triangles. And it should measure 3.5 by 6.5. And you need 4 of these. You guys are going to be glad to go back to the smaller blocks, aren't you? 4 of these, and we're going to set these aside. See, I didn't want to bore you with my flying geese tricks, so we're going to fly through these. It's a pun. Okay. Next, the last set is an F, 3.5 by 6.5. And 2 of the L squares in the light yellow, they're 3.5 by 3.5. And of course, we're going to start on the left side. So from the center down and out, like so. You can't see that. There, you can see that. And then we'll cut that part off and press that out. Okay. Then we'll add our other square on to the other side. So it'll look like this. Okay. Then we're going to press or cut that side off and press that one out too. I'm going to give that a press on the iron. Okay. And on this one, I'm a little worried. Didn't quite get my 1/4 inch above the point, but I still can make that work. Let's see how big it is. Should be 3.5 by 6.5. Close. Yeah, it'll work. There's a little bit down here that can come off. Okay, so there's one. Oh, goodness, where did my finished ones go? That looks like I need to cut and press a few more here. We need 4 of these. 3, 4. And these are extra. So I'm going to take these and press these real quick. A little steam. One more. Okay. Okay, so we got 4 of those. 4 of those. 4 of this one. And 4 of this one. Can you guess what comes next? We're going to sew them all together in a row, just like this. First one goes to the second one goes to the third one. So we'll have one nice long rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to do this now real quick so we can go on in our block construction. What did I? I think it's my chair squeaking that makes me sound like the front door is opening. Okay, so we got one sewed to two. It looks like this. You just have to worry about that point in the center. Ooh. This one's a long ways away from that point. And if I look, it's big right there. I'll probably re-sew that one. You all see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the seam's right here and the point's right there. It's a big gap. And if I close this, I've got a lot of extra fabric there. So, oh, I did. I don't know if this is a learning lesson or embarrassing moment. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of white on white, but this white above that yellow there, it's like 1/8 of an inch. I didn't line up my edges. No wonder. So I need to take out from about, oh, I got way off, from here to here and re-sew it and line it up again. Oh, did I do it on this? I did it on this one too. Okay. Who should have pinned? Kim should. Yeah, I'm way off on this one too. Okay. This one too. Okay. We're going to go on. I'll come back to those. Okay, so now we're going to take the bottom one and sew it to the middle one. And be extra careful that I'm going to have this side up this time so I can watch as I go across where they cross and hopefully keep my 1/4 inch seam allowance better. Okay. Got it. I watched it. Okay. This next one. Go up. Okay, let's sew this one. Okay. Now this one. I'm going to measure this one because that one's, I'll see if it needs trimmed up before I sew it because it's really sticking up there. But actually not far enough to cut it off, just a hair. There's more excess on the bottom. Okay. So let's try this one. So it really pays off to Square up carefully each step. Okay. That one's good. Whoops, there it is. Not too bad. I might have took a little bit off of the point, but that'll work. Now this is going to press downward also. So both of these seams are going to press down towards the bottom goose. Let's see, this one's not too bad. This one, I got away from it just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. And this one's good. Okay, I got lucky on that one, right? Okay, so I'm going to press these all going down. That did not go well as I'd like. Okay, this is what we have. For these, they should measure 6.5 by 9.5. I'm afraid to look, but we're going to look. So there's my 6.5. I'm a little long down here at the bottom, which I'm okay with that. And I'm going to trim it off. Okay. So we'll call that one good. Nine and a half. Good. Oh, this one's it's a little bit off. We're just going to trim up the bottom on that one. This one. So what I'm looking at, I'm trying to put the corners of the geese in the corners of the ruler and looking in between to see if they're semi-straight or off a little bit. Somehow I always end up with a dip in the middle of my goose. Is anybody else? You thinking? Yeah. That always happens to me. Okay, 9. Yeah, this one's really dipping. Okay, I'll take it off. But go this way with it. Okay, so now we have 4 of these. Our next step, the final step, is put it all together. So, oh, there's no room. We're gonna have to make some room. All my extras. Okay, so the only piece we have left is our center square, which is an M, your M block. And somebody's, I got 2 here. Okay. So we're going to put that in the center. Make a mess when I sew. Okay. Yeah, these pieces that we just made, I'm going to put these down first. The pink side goes towards the center. I'm going to overlap the center a little bit so you can see better how I'm laying this out. And then pink side towards the center on the side. Oh. And icon's in the way. And this side. Okay. So one of the first things we could do is just sew the center together straight across the middle. Now I gotta find my squares for the corners. And the yellow corner is going to go towards the center of the block. Just this is hard to picture. Sorry, guys. It's so big. Okay. Kind of got the idea there?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we're at the point where we sew our 3 across and then put the 3 rows together. And it should measure 24 inches square, 24 and a half when it's done. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the recording at this point. I think everybody probably be good at this point. I am going to continue to sew this one together. If anybody wants to stay on, you're welcome to. But I won't keep you here to watch me sew the rows together. I think y'all got that part by now. Okay. So let me say thank you for showing up. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
Yeah, Kim, I have a question.
Yeah.
And talk. I need you to order that the cleaning plate.
The which plate?
The cleaning plate for that thing.
The cleaning plate?
Yeah, for the ironing thing.
Okay.
I can't order it from the website.
Okay.
It has to be from you.
We can do that.
Okay.